Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel RVCCISinfo, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems Department talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with computer science. Joining me, as always, is Stephanie and Jim. Howdy, everybody. I'm Eric, and today we thought we would take the negative side of our coin from last week. If we have all suffered through good courses, like every course that you have taken here at Rock Valley College, there's a, dropping my pen, bad course you have taken someplace else. And we have all taken bad courses ourselves. So who wants to start us off with a bad course that we have taken?
I can start off since
Yeah, it's fresh.
I'm fired up. So first of all, Jim and I have been vaccinated, so this is why we don't have masks on.
Exactly.
Disclaimer. And but second of all, I'm in grad school right now, and I have this class that's like global IT strategy or something like that. But one of the first problems was none of their links worked. So they don't use a book, and none of the links worked. And it's very similar to, like, there's a series of classes that you take, and the ones in the past you had a discussion every other week, and then the week you didn't have a discussion you had an assignment, which that's fine, you know, a 5-page paper you have to write and research, whatever. This class, you have a discussion every week that is 600 words for the initial discussion, 200 words plus a reference for 2 replies.
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's due by Thursday night, and you know, during the week I can't get anything done because I'm teaching at night. And then on the there's 5 assignments total, and they have to be at least 1,200 words with like 6 references. So it was a lot. If I'm trying to write my dissertation, I didn't get it written. I didn't get anything done for it because I spent so much time on this. And then all of their references were from, this is a security course, and all of their references were like 2012, 2013, 2014. Mm-hmm. And so I was just using, like, you know, stuff that in each unit I was using their references that they used. And the teacher called me out and said I was using old references. And I'm like, wait a minute, you better not have taken off on that. And so I think he did take points off on it, but I'm not sure. He didn't say he did points off. So when I turned in my last paper, I said, I'm just following your, you know, what the class is doing. I know that we should be using new references, but the class is not using new references. How am I supposed to, you know, follow along with it? So we'll see. I think I might have to suck it up and get a B.
Oh, C's get degrees. That's
I think it'll be my first B, but I'm at an A right now, and then when he grades the paper, we'll see what happens. Because Friday afternoon at like 4:00, I'm finishing it up going, I'm done. I just can't even write anymore. Mm-hmm. The instructor, I will say, he was pretty nice and he was pretty responsive, but I still didn't appreciate his calling me out on the references when the references were so old. And the other thing, I think he took points off for something he shouldn't have on my last discussion, because in the last discussion you usually don't have to reply back, and it did say you don't have to reply to 2 other students, and he took points off for it. So I'm like, damn, now I have to.
He has it in for you.
Don't kid.
It's probably like, this redheaded chick, get her out of here. So yeah, I was just very frustrated. And
fresh wounds.
And you know, if they don't supply you with new references, at least a couple. Yeah. I mean, the whole purpose is, I suppose they want us to research new articles, which we do, but if they're going to use, I'm going to reference the ones in class as well. To me, that's the whole point. We got to use
that is Teachers 101. It's called modeling. It's the biggest cardinal sin we can commit is not to do it properly. And that's not proper.
Right. And so when I did the evaluation, it took everything I had not to put. And when I teach, so I thought, okay, I can't be a jerk. I just gotta just explain what the problem is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my class. And the material was crap. Like, it really, I don't know, it wasn't exciting to me.
Aren't you glad you pay that big sum of money for that? And you're like, wow.
Yeah. And my poor husband, he's probably so happy I'm done with that class, because he's tired of me going, I gotta write 10 pages in it. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Uh, I'll just mention two things. It was not in the same class, but it's classes that didn't really have a lot to do with what ended up being our degrees. So I'm sure that, and for anybody listening, this is in your future too. If you have to get a full computer science degree, is you'll have to take high level math classes that in 1876 may or may not have actually had something to do with computers, but now have nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
So to get, I wanted to graduate in a year and a half because that's when um my grant ran out. So I needed to get done. So I took 3 high level math courses for my
At the
degree
same
in the
time?
same semester.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, Eric.
So it was Calc 5 or whatever. I do not recall what it was called because I beeping hated it. And then discrete mathematical structures, which was like a cornerstone of my degree. And I'll tell you how many times I used them. None. Zero. Nada. Zilch. Bubkus. Never at all. And, for any of us that have done programming or we've done math, right? So usually you do math for a counter, you do math for timing. Sure, okay, we have to know math so we can get latency on our network nodes, things of that nature. Sure, but that shit you can do on a lookup table. Like, discrete mathematical structures is a total waste of all of your time, and it was a waste of mine. And it was bogus. And in one of the courses, um, I think that this is correct. I've done such a good job of blocking it out. I only remember the stuff that was like comically bad about them. But there are some things that you can, like, if A plus B equals C, then B plus A equals C. And if you didn't guess the correct order of operations, it was all wrong.
Oh, the whole thing.
The
yeah.
whole thing. And that's impossible. So uh like I have only 2 times ever blown up in a classroom, whether or not one of them was a student, not here at RVC, but a really bad student interaction while I was a teacher. And in all of my years in school, I had never, like, okay, hold on, I like full out yell, like, here's a math problem for you. It's the same damn thing. And like, and I can be scary, I've been told. And I was like, I'm leaning into the scary. So the I did make a teacher cry. And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, for and again, for you, all of you math people, if A plus B equals C, please know that B plus A equals C. That's all the math shit that you'll ever need to do for programming. Congratulations, walk away from here. Jim knows I'm full on correct here.
Hey, when I teach subnetting now, I'm like, yeah, after if you want to, you'll need this for the CCNA exam. But after that, you're going to use a subnet calculator on your
Yeah.
phone. So,
Very true.
or a spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, you're just going to go to the spreadsheet. It's called a lookup table for a reason.
Yeah.
You look this stuff up.
Oh,
All right, Jim.
okay. Well, I have 2 classes. You've made me
Oh.
think of 2.
Are they math classes?
Now, one was a programming class here at Rock Valley.
What?
Oh, no.
Do we know the instructor?
We do not.
Oh, okay.
It was not a full-time teacher here.
Oh, okay.
So after my, this is when I went back, was getting my master's, and I took some programming classes here, and it was a CICS class.
Oh.
It's an old, they had the dumb terminals, and it was kind of like a
Wow.
COBOL-like kind of class.
Oh.
It was an Ingersoll software engineer that taught it. And all he talked about was how much he hated his job, and B, how smart he was. And I learned absolutely
Nothing.
No.
Yep.
nothing from that course. He
Oh,
was horrible. And he probably really knew his stuff. I'm sure he
Mhm.
did.
He just
But
couldn't
he
teach
was
it to
just
anybody.
complaining about his job. That's all
Yep.
he did.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then at my master's at NIU,
Oh, I've had some terrible instructors in
I
NIU.
took a finance course from this guy who was really sharp, but it was his last semester teaching there because he was going to take a job with the Federal Reserve Board,
Mm.
Oh,
and he could just care less.
Yep.
He did at NIU for whatever reason, so he just, oh, it was awful.
man.
Yeah.
So completely different experiences than any of our RVC students have ever had with any of us.
Exactly. The
I think-
three of us, how could they not love
Oh
us?
my God.
I know we're
I'm pretty sure two of my students were talking about me in the
100%
parking lot.
completely effective, fair, and lovable. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there you have it. You can please feel free to leave us comments down below about schools not RVC, because clearly you would not have had these kinds of experiences here with us, and let us know about some of your less than stellar academic experiences. And one of the things I do tell students all the time, is when they tell me things like, I'm really bad at math, that's because you probably had a teacher who told you you were really bad at math. And that makes them a shitty human being and a complete imbecile, because when you're bad at something, it means you don't have enough exposure. So leave your middle fingers there for all of those jackwagon instructors who have left a scar on you. While you're leaving middle fingers for them, leave thumbs up for us, and like this content, and hit subscribe if you've liked the content, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of any and all content as it becomes available. You can also follow us on social media. We are at RVCCISInfo on anchor.fm, on Twitter, on Facebook, and here on YouTube. So on behalf of three entirely brilliant instructors, Jim Conley, Stephanie Wash, myself, Eric Wolf, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody, and come bask in our intelligence and glory.